the characters that went through severe design changes, Sylvester has got to be the one that went through most changes. He's had like 4 concept changes. So today we're going to go through all of them. So, welcome to my little series that I'm going to be making called Developmental Work on OCs. So, we're starting off with our lovely, sweet little Sylvester. What if I told you this? He wasn't always sweet in Concept 1. He was originally a bad guy. And he had a different name. He had 2 different names. One of them I hate so much that it's so much cringe. But this name is not as bad. And I probably should stick with this one before I thought of the second one and then change it to Sylvester. So Sylvester originally wasn't always a assembly drone looking. He was originally looking like a worker drone. He had like a worker drone's body. But didn't really sit as like murderous mood. So yeah. He was originally called Ren, and I didn't really like that name, so that's why I changed it to like the second one. But overall, not much has changed about this guy, and like compared to Concept 2, which did not last very long. This one lasted for like a month or 2, probably 3. I can't remember. But do keep in mind, this was around like episode 3's release. The Promning, aka the Peakening, words from Yaxter. But moving on to Concept 2. Concept 2 was basically him turned into a disassembly drone, but he still had his murderous mood. He still had red eyes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Concept 1, he had red eyes. But he had red eyes instead of yellow and white. And he was... nothing much has changed. He was based off of, like, Death from, like, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. But I changed it because, like, to Concept 3, I changed it since, I didn't really like how it's just somehow inspired by a greedy company that we are not based on. Which I'll admit, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish was a pretty good movie. I'll admit that. But, moving on to Concept 3. This guy changed into episode, I can't remember. I think it was around, like, episode 6 or 5. He was called, I hate this name so much. I don't know what I was thinking of. He was called Glitch. Oh, I hate that name so much. Why didn't I stick with Ren? So, he basically, I kept his villain concept, but like he later turns good. He becomes one of the good guys. And fun little fact, I made another character basically named Chris, which was like Tessa's like brother, and he was the one that like created Solve. This was before Monochrome's like I'm calling him Solve right now because like I'm so used to that name and I'd rather not call him Glitch. Monochrome. Like before Monochrome became like the official creator of Sylvester. So I decided to that one's been around for quite a while. But I changed it like around like episode 7's release, I believe. AKA one of the best episodes. So like I did not really like Chris that much. He just like felt like a bad guy for like no reason. And and Sylvester, I was literally just like going like, okay, this villain concept of this guy is not working. I'm gonna have to change it a lot again. So I scrapped the villain concept. Well, I guess I kind of kept it, but like the only time that he's like evil is like when Sin's taking control of him. Basically, where he becomes like Sylvester, like from book 3. And I was like, he was originally V's sibling before he became N's sibling, which I kind of hated. So, now moving on to like concept 4. the final freaking design that I finally freaking got the right script for him. So I changed his name to Glitch to Sylvester. The reason behind that is because I didn't like Glitch and I have so much cringe from it. And I thought about what would suit the guy better. So then I thought of something. This is around like I made the concept of him and the Solver being like one thing, like originally being one thing and then they split. Solver, if you noticed, Sylvester kind of sounds like Solver in a way. So I was like, wait, what if I change it Solver to something? And then what came in my head? Sylvester. And I was like, yes! And this name really suits the guy. Oh, in fact, did you know Sylvester originally had blue eyes during the time? Like, after the red eyes, he had blue eyes. But I changed it to where he has yellow and white eyes. Dude, when he wasn't born with a white eye, the white eye was originally like is basically like a scar. Because, like, and, because, you know, if he dies, he gets back up, because, like, of the immortality, always, like, wounds heal up and stuff. But if you're wondering, why hasn't that scar heal up when that happens? Well, I would say is that before he found out he was immortal, before he died the first time, he actually got the scar. And it's been around him for a pretty long time, so his like code like got used to the scar. So like he now sees it as like a part of him. So that's basically just like the reason behind the white eye. But now on to topic. So basically, he was super sweet. He's basically N but more serious. And he became the sibling of N and Sin. And he became taller than N. And I gave Sylvester blue hair because, like, blue hair rocks. So, yeah. This was the developmental hell of frickin' Sylvester. I think next episode, we're going to talk about Zero Designation P and his design changes. But that's for another time. So, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye! My worker drones and disassembly drones.